Next, from Springfield, we talked to two community college students about how the current budget stalemate is affecting Illinois' community college system. This runs about 10 minutes.
Paula Rhodes and Donnie Lewis, thanks for joining us on the Illinois Channel here at the Capitol. You're both representing different community colleges. Tell us, why are you both here? What is it that message you're trying to send to the lawmakers?
That, we don't want to take a cut in funding. There's so many schools that are already, some shutting down, some that are losing their funding. Lewis and Clark has kind of fronted the bill for us this semester. And if that continues, then, that's going to be a serious problem.
And you're a student at Lewis and Clark?
I am a student. I'm going for my associate in Arts and Applied Science and Radio Broadcasting, and I am ready to graduate. I have another semester to go, and then I will do my internship this summer, and if I don't do it now.
So are you both talking for the MAP grants? Are you talking about just funding of the community colleges, or both, or what? Donnie, let me tell you.
We're over here basically lobbying to try to get the legislating and the governor to either move one way or another and get this legislation of the funding done. We've had 4 schools already announce massive cuts, and I have a feeling tonight at Richland there's going to be another announcement. We're on the verge of students not being able to attend school due to the funding matters for the first time in the history of Illinois. And, why put out the initial investment if you're not going to follow through? What they're doing is really, when you stop education, you stop 2 things. You stop knowledge and you stop advancement. Our state can stand neither one of those anymore. Funding for education is very important because at the end of it, after students graduate, they go out, they get employed, they put the money back into the economy, which is what this state desperately needs. So we're just over here trying to express our view, our feelings, and to the fact that, come on, quit playing the games, let's get this thing done.
Have you had the chance to talk to any lawmakers directly?
Yes, we did. We spoke with Senator Menard. He's my district rep. District Senator, very supportive of the MAP funding grant. He assured us that the Senate's doing everything they can. We all know that the holdup is in the House. Why? We don't know that, but the House is the House. We respect them and what they're doing. We just ask them to try to speed it up because it does nobody any good at all to keep students out of the schools. My personal view on it, if you want to hear it, I just asked the legislation what bill they'd rather pay. Would they rather pay the education bill or would they rather pay the prison bill? Because we know when students aren't in school, they're in the streets, and everybody knows no good comes out of the streets.
He felt very strongly about the community colleges as well, and community college is very convenient for many students. We have a lot of great programs. You're able to get your certificates and associates before moving on to a 4-year, and I think that's really important.
Are you planning on going to a 4-year?
Possibly, for journalism.
And neither one of you are, when you look at, not that you're old people, but you're not 18-year-old kids.
To be honest about
you're not what the average student, but you might be representative of the kind of student that goes to community colleges.
Right.
Donnie, what are you doing? Have you done something before? Are you making a career change? Why are you in school?
Basically, I spent 18 years at General Motors. I was a Chevy truck rep for Chevy Motor Division. I just got to the point that corporate greed just started really getting to me. I didn't feel comfortable anymore. So I knew what was going on within our state. I decided to get out of that type of environment, try to come back, try to make a difference. That's why I ran for student government. I was elected student trustee. And since that, I've been elected ICCB Legislative Community Chairman, Community College Chairman.
Let me jump in just so we don't run out of time. There's 48 community colleges around the state. Have you had the opportunity, being on the committee you serve on, to talk to other representatives of other community colleges? And if so, how dire is the situation that you're hearing at other community colleges?
It's funny you should ask that question because I'm right in the midst of making tours of probably 28 community colleges around the state. We are meeting November 13th and 14th up in Schaumburg for a ICCB conference.
And what does that stand for?
Illinois Community College Board for the students, advancement of students. And I discuss all the funding issues and other issues with other student trustees. We're all in the same boat. Everybody's hurting. I think there's only 8, if I'm correct. I believe there was 8 at last count of community colleges are the only ones that's going to survive this. There's 40 others. It's going to take the fall. Some of them being small community colleges, others being large, but it doesn't matter. It's the students of what counts, and the students need the funding.
Paulo, let me ask you, again, your degree, and you did something, were you employed at some other field before? In other words, are you making a career change, or why are you in school at this time?
No, I didn't grow up with money, and I didn't grow up with a lot of education. My mom, single mom, raising 4 girls, and we moved around a lot, and it wasn't until after I had went through a divorce and I fell behind on my house payments after child support payments stopped, things like that, and I realized what I was missing was an education. And I don't want my kids to take the same road, so a big part of it is setting a good example for them. And I'm ready to have a career and make a real difference in our lives.
I'm sure you're not the only one out there, but you found that a lot of times when you're looking for a job, you're trying to find a job that would pay you enough money to get by,
yes,
or more than get by. You don't
yes,
want to just be
working 2 or 3 jobs like my mother did.
And do you find that without any kind of a college degree at all, that many of the jobs are beyond, they won't even allow you to apply for them?
Absolutely. Without a high school diploma, you can't get a job at McDonald's. Without a college degree, I don't think you will even be looked at.
And so you're working on an associate's degree, I understand, which
Yes.
is about a 2-year degree.
Yes. I've taken a little bit longer. I have, children. I have to work also, so a lot of responsibilities. So I'm in my 3rd year, actually. But like I said, I have just a few more months to go.
Well, as we're here at the Capitol, I would say everyone knows Illinois. This is an unusual year, to say the least. We appreciate you taking the time so we can hear from real people out and not just from lawmakers about the impact of what's going on here at the Capitol and how it's impacting real people out there in the state. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.